All right. So what do you do when you have a good intellectual understanding of all of this, and you know you do, and yet you haven't been able to really let go? You haven't had that shift. This comes from a question by a guy named Chris. I think it's Chris Wise. And he essentially said he's been watching my videos for a few months, has a good intellectual grasp of what I'm saying. I think he actually said there are no more new distinctions being made, but hasn't really had, doesn't sound like he's really let go into this and what to do about it at that point. This was a great question. I do see people get stuck here. Stuck is maybe not the right word, but I see this as a staging ground for deeper realization, but as something that can be a little hard to get through or get around. Often it's a couple of things playing into this. One is that it has been intellectualized, and until there's really a shift in identity, that's completely innocent. There's no way not to intellectualize, because that's what we're doing. That is mind identification. We are conceptually identifying with life, with how we perceive life. We are identified with our own views. The views themselves are our identity, or we take our identity from that. The paradigms themselves, the beliefs themselves, the memories, those are literally shaping our sense of identity, and it's thought-based. How do you shift out of that? Well, not with more information, obviously, not with more learning or knowledge necessarily along these lines. So what is it that causes that ability to drop into it, to really shift into it, to let go? So a couple things come to mind, and they're both important, and these come from experience and also just my instinct here. One is authenticity is key. So it doesn't mean you're inauthentic or that someone's inauthentic or and other people are. What I really mean is really authentically looking at, why do you want to do this? What do you want from this? What do you expect to get from this? What are you hoping it does for you? And you have to be really honest with yourself about this. It may be more than one thing. It may be more than one expectation. It may be more than one motivation or agenda, and they may even be competing in some sense. So looking into that is really, really important, partially because there's something built into this where if there is a significant amount of inauthenticity, often it will hold things up. And that's not even a bad thing. It could be that there's some area of your life you haven't fully developed yet, or there's something that you just have to address first. I've seen this before, and it could be a very practical thing. But if you're not seeing that about yourself, then it's kind of like, again, this cognitive dissonance or competing agendas where you feel kind of stuck, right? Other times it's just a matter of really clarifying what it is you're actually after. You want to be after the right thing with this. And what the right thing is truth. And that means truth not conditional upon what you want and what you think you're going to get out of it. So it's very important to realize this is a very radical leap. You're leaping into the unknown. And most of the people I see leap into the unknown, and for the reason I did, because the known is so damn painful. So damn painful. That's why we leapt into the unknown, because it couldn't get any worse. So if that's your situation where it's like, I want to wake up and I think it's going to give me this and this, I'm not sure if I want to leap into the unknown, and I'm not suffering quite bad enough to really feel that I need to leap into the unknown or want to, then really all you can do is cultivate a curiosity about this. Or you can really do some deep emotion work and see if maybe you actually are suffering underneath and don't realize it, or you don't realize the degree to which you're suffering. But investigating what is actually going on, investigating the cost of remaining mind identified, being honest with yourself about that is so important here. So all of these are sort of preliminary things I would address or look into when it comes to this issue. And then the last one is a practice thing. It's about practice. It's not really necessarily like the groundwork for this, or looking into your motivations or seeing if you're oriented the right way. It's more like assuming you've already decided this is all you want, this is what you want, and you're willing to, burn it down for this. Then you're in a good place to practice. But the practice for you would be one-pointed. Highly recommend one-pointed approach. I have videos on this. I think I have one titled The One-Pointed Approach. Videos on Mu point to this very clearly. If you want to learn how to use Mu, you can watch my videos on it. You can read the 3 Pillars of Zen, and there are some very good practice descriptions in there that you can sort of elucidate, or take up Zen practice with a teacher. But that, even if it's not with Mu, with a one-pointed approach, that's the key to this for someone who tends to intellectualize, who's like, oh, I figured it all out, but I'm still not awake, right? Figured it all out, I haven't had a shift. You really got to get leverage on yourself, and one-pointed approach is leverage. That's what it is. It's leverage on the ego. It's leverage on the ego structure. It's leverage on that collection of thoughts, beliefs, memories, etc., that feel like who you are. But it also feels very separate, very segmented, very divided up from reality, and not oceanic, not beyond limit, let's say, not boundless. That boundless quality that we can taste in practice or periodically, but it's not the baseline experience. Then we know that, like, yeah, we're still identifying with thoughts, memories, beliefs, identity, essentially. And that one-pointed approach can be very, very potent and powerful. I would take that up as a practice. And you gotta, I suspect, again, I'm talking on instinct, but I suspect someone who's oriented the way you are, you gotta really put energy behind this. This is the kind of thing where it's like, just letting go doesn't really work, right? You don't know how to just let go, and learning doesn't work. So what do, right? You need to concentrate that effort, that seeking effort, that drive to do anything you possibly can to know the absolute truth, to know the truth beyond thoughts, beliefs, memories, even your life. That has to be honed down into a one point until it becomes very powerful and like a diamond, like the tip of a diamond. Yeah, that's what I would recommend for you.